Hello and welcome back to Spanish Animation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for WandaVision, Season 1, Episode 4. We interrupt this program. So before I get started, let me take care of some business first, then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube basically takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you want to know when I'm be on live again next, hit that bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. Change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media. So that's just Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. I don't have any tiers here on the Patreon. Wait until I hit 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal. That way, when you guys give me money, I can give you stuff in return. That's going to be part of the tier system. Also, I have the links to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. So let me get this thing out of the way here. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not watched the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. All right. You've been warned. There we go. Mufinobi says, finally, some context and story meat. These episodes are just a little too short. Actually, I like the short episodes. I like that they've done it as sitcoms. I'm okay with it. They are. It's really having to pare down. If you read any of the articles where they've been talking to the showrunner and the writers of the show and what they had to go through with what they could use, because there were some ideas that I guess came up that they couldn't use because Marvel Studios is thinking about using these in movies and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Yeah. It's always nice to want more movie, maybe that's the whole thing. You want to leave your audience wanting more. I don't know what that's about, but yeah. Penny, who can I turn to? Oh, you're talking about Pen Farm Girl. Okay. So we get the other side of the coin this time around, or I should say the other side of what's going on. So we get out of Westview for this episode, and we get to see what Monica was up to before all of this. And it looks like Monica was one of the people that got dusted during the snap and came back as part of the blip. And her mom is dead from cancer. She died 2 years after Monica disappeared, but 3 years from when she kind of blipped back, too. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are wonky now, of course. Her mom actually set up S.w.o.r.d. She was the founder of that, and her nickname was Photon. If you saw when they're walking through the hallway, there's a quick picture of her up there, Maria Photon Rambeau. And for those of you who are comic book fans, Monica in the comic, of course, Hugh had the Miss Marvel powers. She later became Photon, where she could harness light energy and become light energy, that kind of stuff. And her superhero name was Photon. So that was one of those things that was kind of a nice, I guess, gimme to fans. But at the same time, are wondering, does Monica have powers, or is she going to get powers? Because with all this stuff going on, we don't know. But the new director of S.w.o.r.d. Brings her in and basically says she's grounded. She can't go up into space because that was her mom's. What she put in the protocols is if anyone disappeared and reappeared, they get taken off active duty, and basically they get a desk job at this point. So she gets called out to Westview. Actually, Agent Wu, who of course we've seen in the Ant-Man movies, is from the FBI, of course, is out at Westview in New Jersey, and he's on the outskirts of town when she shows up, and she's like, "So what's going on?" And he goes, "Why don't you ask them?" And there's two cops that are there, and she asks them about Westview, and they're like, "There's no Westview." And like, "What do you?" And they're standing right by the sign of Westview, and there's a town right there. And she goes, "Well, where do you live?" "Eastview." And they take off. And she sees that there's a weird barrier. We saw that, that almost like digital static barrier kind of thing going on there, and sends a drone in, which promptly disappears. And then when she sticks her hand in, she gets sucked in. So that's when Sword gets put into action and brings in all these, experts in the field. One of them being Dr. Darcy Kelly. So Darcy Kelly from the Thor series, of course, we last saw in Thor 2, if I remember correctly. I think it was the last time we saw her, played by Kat Denning, of course. And she's now a doctor. She's completed her graduate work, obviously, under Jane Foster. And yeah, it's just amazing that I like that they're actually bringing back these minor characters for a major part, I guess you can say, in this. And she is the one that actually finds out that there is a signal, a TV signal coming out there, and so she gets Sword to give her old TVs, bring in old TVs so they can watch what's going on. And they're following everything that's happening, and they're seeing that there are edits being made. Uh, like when the they send in an agent through the sewer, through a sewer tunnel, and he's in a encapsulated suit with a line tied around him, basically to pull him out. But as soon as he crosses the barrier, which goes underground, the line gets cut. It actually changes to the last part of it. It becomes almost like a jump rope in a way. And he pops, of course, he's the one that pops out in the beekeeper outfit. We all thought this was AIM because, of course, beekeepers, bees, all that kind of stuff. That is AIM. It's a red herring. AIM is not involved in this. Who is involved in all of this? We don't know. We actually got to see also what happened between Monica and Wanda, and how Wanda really got pissed off and basically launched Monica through walls and then out of the sphere that she was in. And I don't know if she was protecting Monica when she sent her through, or if Monica has powers and is able to withstand going through brick walls and wooden walls and things like that, but she doesn't have a scratch on her. So there's some questions I still have about that. Yeah. So, and they're also identifying all these people that are playing parts that in in the sitcom, and they're actually real people in Westview. That and so they're putting their names up on the board. And also, we have this weird thing going on with hexagons. We don't know what this is. Hexagons. There's a lot of hexagons that we're seeing on screens. Uh, there's hexagons that keep floating up in this episode, as well as previous episodes too. And there's been some theories out there that because it's six sides and six corners and all that stuff, 666 kind of thing, that it's the devil, that's a way of saying that it's Mephisto who's involved in all of this. I still haven't bought into the Mephisto theory as of yet, but I don't know. Yeah, yeah. But there's still a missing person, right? I don't know about that move, Finobi. Well, the agent who went in the encapsulated suit, we've never seen him come back out again. He's still there. We don't know what happened to him other than that she edited him out of that sitcom, of that episode. And yeah, it's kind of weird. So we don't know what happened to him. Um no, it's not interesting that the guy who went underground didn't get sucked in. Because he went in willingly, and it was probably a smaller barrier to go through underground than it was above ground. So, yeah. And yes, I agree with you, Mufinobi. The people coming out are staying transformed, but we never saw the guy in the encapsulated suit come out. We never did. Monica was the only one who's come out so far. And yeah, we'll see what happens with her at this point. So yeah, it's nice, like I said again, seeing Darcy come back and actually, you know, problem solving shit, science, because that's what science is all about. And but who's oh, that's right, the person in the witness protection program. That's the missing person. Thank you. That's what I forgot about. That was the whole reason why Wu was there was because of the missing person. Yes, we don't know who the missing person in witness protection was. That is the other mystery that we have who may be involved in all of this. Also, when Wanda, after she kicks Monica out through the wall and she repairs everything, and Vision comes in, it's dead Vision that she sees. He is, of course, gray, rotting, and has the mind gem, ripped out of his head there. So, and or the soul gem. No, excuse me, the mind gem. Uh, and she kind of gasps for a second and then doesn't want to look at him. And then she kind of looks back and he's back to normal, the way he's been in the sitcom, which so we're seeing a lot of I guess you could say behind the scenes, if you will, of everything that was going on in order before Wanda, edited things out for us to see when we saw that in episode 3. So we still have a lot of interesting things that are being kept from us. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out and who this is going to be all about. I I don't know. I have a feeling that it's going to bring about mutants. That's one of the things I'm thinking of. Um, it Doctor Strange has got to get involved at some point in time. We know he gets involved at some point in time from all the press and everything. Because Wanda is also supposed to show up in Doctor Strange 2 as a direct result of whatever happens in this show. So there's going to be some mystical crossover at this point. And yes, I agree with you, CBM. Who is the missing person? Who is the person in witness protection? And yes, movie Finobi, you said that as well. So sorry, I kind of blanked on that. I watched it at 5 o'clock this morning, so that was a while ago. Work stuff going on. So yeah, good stuff. Bringing up a lot of questions. Um, Also, will Darcy ever get any coffee? And hopefully, they're not using the little pods because they're really destructive for the environment. Um, but yeah, it's some good stuff. And I liked that they actually brought the blip in as well. That we saw a little bit of the ramifications of the snap, the blip, and because we really didn't get that in well, we didn't get it in the Avengers movie, of course, because that wasn't what it was focused on. That was we got a little bit of it in Far From Home, but not enough in Spider-Man Far From Home because, of course, they weren't focused on that either. So, hey, Morks, you made it. You made it this time. Welcome, buddy. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I know there's a lot of people that aren't at the moment. They're going, "Oh, it's too slow. Oh, it's too confusing. What is this all about? Why?" Just watch it. That's I like that it's unfolding every week. I really do. Mork says the consensus between my friends is that the episodes are too damn short. That's what Movie Finobi was complaining about earlier too. I like them, quite honestly. I like them at this length, and they're supposed to be sitcomish. That's what they are. And of course, this one wasn't a sitcom. This episode, but it filled in a lot in a small amount of time. It felt longer than 30 minutes. It really did. And what? They're gonna have, is it 10 episodes there? Let me see what I said there. I can't remember offhand because my brain is mush at the moment. 9 episodes, that's right. So what is that, 4.5 hours? It's a 4.5 hour movie is what you're getting. So just slightly longer than the Snyder Cut's gonna be. Only this one's gonna be a lot better. Yeah. Penn says, "I'm enjoying it. Still looking forward to Loki." Yeah, I'm looking forward to Loki. I'm looking forward to all the Marvel TV stuff that's going on right now. There's, I'm looking forward to Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, She-Hulk. Definitely, I'm looking forward to She-Hulk. She-Hulk's going to be another half-hour format. So for those of you who aren't enjoying, the half-hour format, you're probably not going to enjoy She-Hulk either. So, and that's also going to be a comedy. And if you didn't read the Byrne comics, that She-Hulk in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, I would say, yeah, early 90s, you're really not going to like it. So, yeah. Morg says, I didn't like how it started, to be honest, but knowing Marvel, I know they had a reason after this episode. I'm really happy they did that. This episode is really good. Yeah, and like I said, uh, there's the old saying, "Make mine Marvel." It's been there for a reason. That was a slogan for a reason. It's because you stick with it because 9 times out of 10, Marvel does a pretty damn good job with their story. They have some hiccups here and there, you know, but for the most part, they actually do some good stuff. And the movies, and I haven't found fault with the movies, except for 2 movies, 3 movies. That's it. Out of 20 some odd movies, that's pretty damn good. That's a good batting average right there, you know? So, there you have it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to next week, definitely. I still don't I'm still not buying into the Mephisto, theory that people have, and I don't think that Wanda is the villain. That's the other thing too, is they were trying to make Wanda out to be the villain in this episode, as well, and I don't think that's the case. I really don't think that's the case. But, I don't even know if there is a villain per se in this. We just don't know what's going on. Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking over it for a second, and yeah, I don't really think there is a villain in this episode or in this series, but we'll find out. So, what else do I have going on this week? Well, tomorrow is going to be Saturday morning blast off, where I take the genre news of the week and any genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. Sunday I'm going to be off because I think that's the Super Bowl or something like that. And I'm just going to be off because I need to sleep at some point. And Monday I'll be off. Tuesday I might be back with an "Is it worth my time?" I don't know as of yet. I'm thinking about it. I'll know more next week. I'll know more after this weekend, actually. And Wednesday I'll be back with The Expanse, the season finale of The Expanse. Yeah. Thursday will be Resident Alien, and then Friday we roll back around again with WandaVision. Yeah. Uh, do you think they'll do Agents of Atlas? No, I don't think so. No. CBM says, I like how the episode had characters asking questions that we as viewers have been asking. Yeah. Well, we knew that they were going to get to that at some point, that they were going to ask these same questions that us as viewers. They made it this way. I mean, that's what Marvel does. They do it so that they're taking the viewer along on a ride. And that's what you're supposed to do, is you're supposed to sit there and get taken along for the ride and enjoy it if you can. Some people just kind of want to run along and get to the good parts of the ride or something like that, or get to the end of the ride. And it's like, no, just savor it a little bit, man. Just sit down, relax, and enjoy the ride as you're going through it. Be in the now, man. As Yoda would say, you know, what did he say about Luke? That always looking to the horizon, always looking to the future, never his mind on what he's doing, not on the now. That's the whole thing. So, yeah. Wasn't Jimmy Woo part of that? That's why I asked. Of Agents of Atlas? I don't know offhand, Morks, to tell you the truth. I don't remember Agents of Atlas, to tell you the truth. Or are you talking about Agents of Shield? Because he wasn't part of Agents of Shield. I know that. Uh, See, and this is the other confusing thing too. Um, is that at the end of Agents of Shield, Quake or Daisy or whatever the hell her name was on board a spaceship um as part of S.w.o.r.d. They didn't name them really, but we kind of got the idea that she was part of S.w.o.r.d. And of course, it was a couple of years later. So they kind of did that. And, now we actually have S.w.o.r.d. in Marvel TV. And there's been a rumor out there that there is going to be an Agents of S.w.o.r.d. Or a S.w.o.r.d. TV series that they're talking about. I don't know. And again, it's just been a rumor. And supposedly they're going to bring Daisy back, or the actress Chloe Bennett, to come back for that. And they're going to tie those two in. I don't know why. I mean, the ratings were pretty dismal for that last season. You go back and take a look at the ratings on that. It was pretty bad. I know people that just wanted to binge the shit out of that one, and not even binge it, just kind of skip episodes, and you can go, okay, oh, what was this supposed to be about? And you just kind of go back and you're like, okay, that's fine. That explains that. Yeah. So, yeah, I would like to see an Agents of S.w.o.r.d. or a S.w.o.r.d. um, series, if you will, and kind of get more into it, and also have Monica just have fucking powers, and be, lead up S.w.o.r.d. Because she was even saying to the acting director there, um, he was just the acting director, so he got made director because pretty much everyone else disappeared. And the people that did stay, some of them were too afraid to go into space, is what he said. So they automated a lot of stuff. So that was the other thing too. That is kind of a red herring. Is I was reading some stuff that people were saying that, oh, the automation and all the technical advancements in Sword are might be kind of like what happened to Shield, where they got taken over, where Hydra was part of Shield, or Hydra was Shield, and that AIM might be Sword, is what people were saying. And I don't think they're going to pull that same trick twice. You really can't do that and expect people to swallow it. I don't think it's going to happen. Also, it'd just be kind of a shitty thing to do, and just rehash it all over again, and leave it as it is. Leave it in the past, man. So I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you can, hit that like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when we'll be on live again next, you hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that I have up there, and all the links to my social media, and all the links to my pages that I have there. So, like I said, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow for Saturday morning blast off. Hopefully bright and early. We'll see what happens. But until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you get free hugs from Galactus. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night. Take care. Stay safe. Be well. And wear those masks. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.